a really unhinged video that we're shaking our head in South Nashville yesterday.
Yeah.
People attacked and robbed a monk.
Stole $3,000 from him, and it was all caught on video. And
one of the most horrifying
Let's talk
things,
about the weird part.
Yeah. The weird part. One of the attackers was carrying a baby with them.
This is the Woody and Jim Show podcast. Over 1,000 episodes strong. A daily recap of everything you missed.
I watched the Nicolas Cage movie that Jim's been talking about, the unbearable weight of massive talent, which is actually very good.
A silly adventure fun movie.
And then I watched Paddington 2 because we've been talking about that. And I loved it. I cried throughout the whole thing.
Of course.
I cried at everything, though.
Yeah.
But
so
the
Nicolas Cage
You're
movie,
a big marshmallow.
I am.
The Nicolas Cage movie mentioned Paddington 2 as one of the greatest movies.
And it is.
And because of that, I watched Paddington 2, and I'm like, oh my God, they're right.
It was so good.
It's so boring.
And then I saw Zach's review of it yesterday saying you turned it off after 45 minutes because it was so boring.
Yeah, it's literally so boring. It's about a fake bear.
It's the
that goes
highest
to live
rated
with people.
Well,
movie.
If it was a real bear, it probably wouldn't have been quite as heartwarming.
Yeah.
I would have much rather watched
tragedy.
a real bear attack somebody covered in peanut butter. I would have much rather watched that.
Yeah, you're going to watch it when we go camping and I cover you with peanut butter and throw you to the bears.
It was just not it for me.
Now, let's just face it. You don't like any movie that doesn't have Eddie Murphy in a fat suit.
That's
in it.
not completely accurate. I liked Wakanda, Black Panther. I liked that movie.
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it in theaters. At that, I even paid for it, bro. How about that?
He's getting very defensive.
I know.
Yeah, just
And
a
also,
bit.
Woody, who literally cries at everything, your opinion is completely invalid to me.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
because Zach has no empathy and he's a passionless monster.
No, of course you cried at it. What do you cry if it takes too long to get your order from Buster's in Murfreesboro?
That's a personal attack. All right.
I heard their stuff is pretty good. I think that might be
It is very good.
Yeah.
But it's tears of joy.
Oh, my God.
When I get my double cheddar, jalapeno burger.
I feel like I have to watch this movie now because I've never seen it before. And everybody keeps talking about it, and I feel like we're kind of torn here.
It's heartwarming and wonderful.
It'll
make you a better person.
Highest rated film, like by viewers.
It is.
And you turn it off
in history.
You turn it off after 45 minutes, right about the time it starts to get really good.
So you want me to wait 45 minutes for it to get good? I need it to be good from the beginning, or else it's a waste of my time. I have way more other things I could be doing than sitting
You weren't
there.
even going to say way more important because you know that they're not.
They are.
You just have other things that you could be doing.
I could be making money.
You
doing
sat in a
anything
chair
else.
getting a hair transplant for like 17 hours, but you don't have 2 hours to watch this movie.
Right, that is way more important
He
than
has
watching a movie.
Very short attention span when it comes to what he watches. It's
Yep.
got to be bad reality TV or Norbit from the start,
Okay.
or else he's out.
Yeah. Well, we did get a talkback, so if you're listening through the iHeartRadio app, you see that little red microphone button. If you want to join the conversation ever, you can. Just hold it down and tell us what you think.
And you only play back the ones that agree with you.
Exactly.
Hey, River. I think we owe Zach a lot because he was very gracious.
Thank you.
To give 45 minutes of his time to try and watch Paddington 2. It says a lot for Zach. I wouldn't even turn it on myself.
Well, go to hell, George.
Dang!
I would just stream Little House on the Prairie.
George just agrees with whatever you say.
It's getting heated in here over this dang
I gotta
bear.
say, I'm pretty sure he called it Pennington 2, and he
Pennington.
said he never watched it. So
Right, that's how irrelevant the movie
if
is.
you can't have an opinion on something you haven't watched.
He didn't have an opinion. He just said, we got to give it to me for at least trying. Look, I was trying to have
You are
something in
very
common
trying.
with you.
You are very trying.
I was trying to have something in common with you and watch your little movie so we had something to talk about.
From the movie critic.
And it's not my fault that it sucked.
That's sorry. Oh, well. We are a divided nation when it comes to Paddington.
Yeah, so there's that. Ricky, you got to watch it next. See what
I may never watch it just so that I can just watch you guys argue about it and not partake in it.
If you do watch it, don't say you did.
You'll never know if I do.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here the entire time and watch you guys duke it out.
I actually
watch
will
it on
know,
the down low.
Because right now it's only available on HBO Max, and you're signed into my HBO Max, so I will know if you watch it or not.
Okay, solid point.
I'll give you my password.
I got one too. So yeah, don't forget it.
Trending. Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on 107.5 The River.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. We were talking about the heartwarming Paddington 2. If there's a different kind of bear you would like, there's a new movie coming out in February. It's based on a true story. I actually heard a podcast about it like a couple of years ago. Happened around Knoxville, where a drug dealer was hauling cocaine and had to dump his load. And he parachuted. His parachute didn't go off, and he plummeted into a residential area. But the cocaine went into the woods and was consumed by a bear.
Cocaine
bear.
That's why you're seeing it trending everywhere.
Sounds so dramatic.
It sounds much more interesting than Paddington.
Oh my God, Zach.
That gave me chills.
I feel like that sounded more like a dragon or something than a bear.
It's directed by Elizabeth Banks, who you may know. It also has the late Ray Liotta in it.
It was his last project.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Carrie Russell, you remember from like...
Felicity.
Felicity, yeah. So it might be worth checking out.
That one I'm going to watch.
I'm in.
Ricky.
So Wednesday is breaking records for being the most viewed in a single week for an English language series on Netflix. They have surpassed Stranger Things 4.
Wow.
Which is huge. It says 341.23 million people tuned in to watch Wednesday. If you have not seen it yet, you're insane. You got to try and watch it as soon as you can.
If you love anything about the Addams Family.
Yes, or anything spooky or Halloween-like, you're going to love it. I'm obsessed with it.
It's on my list.
Jim?
Another breaking record, the critically acclaimed Disney Plus Star Wars series, Andor, which I finished last week, and it was probably one of my favorite Star Wars things ever, including the movies. It had just outstreamed HBO's House of the Dragon.
Crazy.
Wow.
Which means
that's a big
incredibly popular.
That's
and
big time.
Also means we're getting more seasons. If you want to hear a breakdown of the entire series, Andor, my film podcast called the Untitled Film Project Podcast.
Just movie critic podcast.
Wherever you pod, just look for Untitled Film Project Podcast. We go way deep into the series.
Don't listen to my podcast.
It's awesome.
Just search the word pretentious, and you'll find
I'm going to just stab you all with a spork.
kidding. Woody and Jim in the morning, 107.5 The River. You want to win tickets to Bonnaroo before you even know what's happening? Well, we got them for you, and you can tuck them away. 615-737-9107. They'll be announcing the lineup pretty soon. There's a video that's going viral that people are very upset about.
Yeah, it's on our 107.5 The River Facebook page, and it's the viral video of Casey Anthony, who was not found guilty of murdering her child years ago, out dancing on stage at a concert in Fort Lauderdale, a blatant reminder of what most of America feels is a non-convicted murderer living it up. And people are just getting really upset. The video was released, it was taken earlier in the year, but it was released the same day as a documentary that came out on Peacock.
Right, new docuseries where she kind of tells her side of it, I guess.
Is she part of this?
I think so, yeah.
And because she wasn't convicted, she could actually, she probably got money for this.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'm not watching that.
No.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know enough about the original case. I just know that, like, publicly, every person thinks she's guilty or, like, is convinced that she's guilty, even though she was found not guilty in court.
Yeah, the only thing she was found guilty of was lying to police in the investigation.
Yeah.
But it's definitely opened up a wound for people who still feel like justice for her child was not done.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is some people are responding on our Twitter too, and they're like, "Wow, her daughter would have been 17 years old today, this year."
Really?
That's kind of crazy to think about.
It doesn't seem like it.
Feel
It seems like it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
but-
she would have been 17 this year, which is so wild.
Right.
That is wild.
Wow.
A lot of people commenting on the article on our Facebook page. This woman named Savannah says, "Oh, and don't forget, Casey has social anxiety and can't be in big crowds." Obviously, dancing on stage with the band is a smaller crowd than dancing out with all of the thousands of other people watching the show.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do people hate her so much when they're like, "Oh yeah, she got away with murder," but they still love O.J. Simpson?
No, they don't.
Yeah, people still they don't criticize him nearly as hard as
some
they
people
do her.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't
I don't think
I do.
he's-
I feel like publicly they don't criticize him nearly
They
as hard as they
definitely
do
do.
her.
They do.
There's
Yeah.
millions of jokes about him, but
Yeah.
it's a criticizing way.
I
It's
feel
not
like
like
he
a ha
still
ha.
lives.
Well,
Well,
She's going to also still live. She's
Hardly.
literally she's on stage dancing, having a great time. She's living. She's
I just
fine.
feel bad for
as
her.
you said before, Ricky, there's going to be constant reminders.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying I don't know why everyone's so shocked by this because she was proven not guilty. So she's
Right.
not going to jail and she's not gonna go to jail. So she's going to live her life
her
and
to
that's
just
exactly
sit
what
there?
she's doing.
Yeah.
And whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, that's how she's
Unfortunately,
making
yeah.
money. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not watching the Peacock show, that's for sure. Because if she got any kind of money out of it, I'm not contributing to that.
No.
But I think it's not shock as it is reopening a wound.
Right.
I guess,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're appalled but not surprised.
It's time for men and women to answer questions for gender war.
All right. Ready to go at it for the ladies in the audience. We have Heather in Nashville. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning. And for the guys, we have Dustin. He's in Smyrna. Hello, Dustin.
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, let's get to know you just a little bit. Heather, what is your favorite charity?
So it's funny you guys talked about it the other day, and I know a lot about it because I do donate, and I'm actually scheduled to go help and build a fence for military dogs.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's
So
fantastic.
Pause of War is definitely something people should look into.
I've heard of
because a
Pause
lot
of War.
times-
Yeah, we talked about that the
A lot
other
of
day.
times they do have to leave the dogs, and
Right.
it's really sad. And
Yeah.
it's not even that. They also, a lot of times when the guys are overseas, they form bonds with a lot of the stray dogs and cats, and they want to bring them home, and they can't. They also have another charity that will help bring those home to those vets.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's awesome. Thank
That's
you for
nice.
doing
Yeah,
the
no
volunteering
kidding.
and donating that you do. That's great. Dustin, what is a favorite charity of yours?
I'd say Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed
good one.
volunteering in the past.
Habitat for Humanity. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Have you gone on the build? Is that what you said?
Yes, I've been on a build. It was very rewarding.
Yeah, it is a tremendous
One
thing.
time I helped build a house. I was shocked they gave me a hammer.
That is very shocking.
We are too.
Probably a terrible decision.
Let's wait till Zach leaves, then do it all over again.
It was a play school hammer, but he didn't know.
But I was there.
Okay. You each have a screw you can use. If you don't know the answer, you can yell out screw, and you will give your question to your opponent. But you only have one of those.
Here we go. We start with a multiple choice question for you, Heather. What Nashville sports team uses the catchphrase all in? Is that the Predators, the Sounds, or Nashville SC?
I know this. I know this. I know this. I know this. Gosh, Predators.
No.
You don't know it, Heather.
But I like the I Don't Know It song.
All in is Nashville SC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I should have known that. My daughter plays club soccer. She
Oh,
kicked my
yeah.
ass. I thought I didn't.
We like you, Heather.
All right,
I
Dustin.
like you too. Thank you.
You ready for your first question, Dustin?
Absolutely.
Which actor is known for Little Women and Call Me By Your Name? Is it Timothy Chalamet, Jaden Smith, or Ezra Miller?
Ezra Miller.
No, it's Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. Still no points.
Heather, someone is driving an M1 Abrams. What kind of military vehicle is that?
I'm questioning myself if it's a tank. That's not my answer yet, but it's a tank. I thought so.
Is that your final answer? Yes, it's a tank.
It is indeed.
I know that. My dad's a vet. I should totally know that. By the way, he has a Purple Heart.
Oh, nice.
Thank him for his service for
Yeah,
us, please,
no
for all
kidding.
of us.
He's dead now, but I'll let him know.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
You could just pass that along from us. Yeah. That'd be great.
Heather, it's not going to be long before you're another member of this show.
Yeah.
But that's not going to sway things in this game. Dustin has a chance to tie it up here.
In the Great British Baking Show, the competition is done outside under what?
A 10.
Yes.
Okay. One apiece, and you still have your screws left, both of you. Here we go, Heather. What actor from The Office now stars as Jack Ryan on the series on Amazon Prime?
Oh, my God, I know this. I know this, and I'm going to get pissed off if I don't answer it. Screw.
Okay. Using the screw.
Take my screw back.
What?
You can't take the screw back, Heather.
Once you say screw, I think you can't take it back.
You can't take it back.
Once that horse is out of the barn, it can't come back in.
That's a disaster. Now to Google, but that's cool.
Dustin, it is now your question.
This is a lot.
This is
A star from The Office who plays Jack Ryan in a series on Amazon Prime. Who is it?
John Krasinski?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Heather.
Heather.
You're welcome. You're welcome for the answer.
Although
You're the one that did the screw, Heather.
That's the first time anybody's tried to take their screw back.
Right? In like 20 years.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
Well, you get a nice prize, Dustin, and Heather, you hold on to, because we have to fix you up with something.
Yeah, we got to do something for you and your incredible soccer playing daughter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and you know what? If I don't come home with something and I tell her I lost, she's super competitive. She will kick my butt.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like a very abusive daughter.
We'll try to avoid that happening.
I watched my language this time. I didn't say ass. Well, now I just did.
Actually, you did.
Yeah.
And that's the second time.
Oh, my goodness. Heather is awesome.
We apologize for anybody who heard that. We did not expect that. South Nashville, a group of 5 what looks like women, can't be absolutely sure.
Right.
In all wearing the same masks and like coverings for their hair to cover their identities. They mugged the Buddhist monk and stole $3,000 from him. And it was all caught on video. And
one of the most horrible
Let's talk
thing,
about the weird part.
Yeah. The weird part. One of the attackers was carrying a baby with them.
That's so weird.
Like a toddler, like a 2-year-old.
While they were
attacking the monk.
Like a
And they
baby
fought back and forth, and they chased each other back and forth. The video is just amazing. You're going,
So
I can't believe
weird.
I'm seeing this.
The baby was in one hand, and the other hand is helping the other 4 people attack the monk. Now, the monk, I think, is okay, and
thankfully,
they did get away with $3,000.
See,
Now,
this got to be somebody that had been watching them for a while and knew their routine, like maybe from the collection plate, that's the day that he goes to the bank.
it could be. I guess, according to Metro, the victim who lives at the temple heard a knock at the door, and when they cracked the door open, these people forced their way in and started attacking. They say the suspects appear to be a man and 4 women, of course, one of them holding a small child while they attack the monk, which is just absolutely nuts. We just posted the video on 1075 The River's Facebook page.
If you haven't seen it yet, you got to check it out.
We'll link it out
you.
from at 1075 The River on Twitter and at Woody and Jim Show. It's you're like going, oh my God. They took this satchel and then they left in a silver Toyota van.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the man did break free from them, and people are just wondering, what kind of group of people would have an organized mugging like that.
And also, when you think about it, doing the math, that's not that much. $3,000 divided by 5 people, that's only $600 each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People have done crimes for
a
far
lot
less.
less,
Yeah.
Which is just, it's awful. But the video you have to see, I mean, just for the fact that you probably don't believe us, that somebody
It is a
was
wild
holding
scene.
the baby.
Holding a baby. I mean,
It's so random.
was it take your daughter to work day?
Apparently so.
That's a good question. There are
right.
so many
Yeah.
questions.
yeah, you got to check out the video.
Yeah, total speculation. But yeah, we were just talking off the air. It certainly sounds like an inside job.
People had to know they had money at that time.
I would probably, if you showed me a group of like 100 people and said, who would you rob? The Buddhist monk would probably be last on the list. So they had to know that there was money available.
Yeah, because how often do mugs carry around $3,000?
True.
Yeah. I'm thinking that probably just wasn't deposited yet from donations.
They got video of the car they ran away in and all kinds of stuff like that. So hopefully they catch them soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. But yeah, it is the story of Nashville this morning.
It just makes you go, what is wrong with
What is
people?
going on in the world?
Zach, what you got for us?
Well, People magazine have named 4 different celebrities as their People of the Year for the inspiring work that they've done so far this year. So on the list, we have Mila Kunis, because after Russia invaded Ukraine, she raised like $37 million so far for Ukraine.
Huge feat.
Yeah, it's huge. Jennifer Hudson, also because she launched her own talk show and became the youngest woman to achieve EGOT status, which is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
Crazy.
Right.
Quinta Brunson, who created Abbott Elementary on ABC. She won an Emmy for it.
Great show.
And so she wanted to create the show to show like an inclusive to all generations and have parents and grandparents alike like laughing all at the same jokes.
It's such a good show.
Totally does that.
Yeah, and then the other person on the list is Matthew McConaughey, because when the Uvalde shooting happened, he like immediately flew home, met with the victims' families, and then he also spoke at the White House and is actually being credited for helping pass federal gun legislation.
Amazing.
Wow,
Yeah.
celebrities doing good things. How about that?
Isn't it wild?
You know, there's some pretty good ones out there. I'm glad they're getting recognized
Yeah,
for it.
no
Maybe all the rest of them will be less self-involved and selling vagina candles.
Oh my God.
I see nothing wrong with a vagina candle, Jim.
Stop saying that word.
Vagina?
Yes.
Vagina.
Stop. Okay.
Was your mom going to make me a T-shirt that said "Vagina Tourist"?
Okay, let's...
Okay, we'll stop there.
Can we please do something that makes us happy instead of saying that word?
Nobody's unhappy. You're the only one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people listening that are very unhappy with
I'm
you.
just going to step in
Vaginas
here
are magical.
because
Stop!
Okay, Woody, I am shutting this down. I'm going over to the giant
It's your fault.
switch
You
on
said the
wall.
word first.
I'm shutting this down.
Thank you, Pastor Jim.
You just sounded so defeated.
We do have a beautiful story that's making us happy that
Yes.
happened at the World Cup with the U.S. men's soccer team that includes our own Walker Zimmerman from Nashville, SC.
Yeah, no
You'll
kidding.
love this story.
Woody and Jim in the morning on 107.5 The River.
Jim, we got something making us happy.
Yeah, you know, of course, we were thrilled when the U.S. men's soccer team won in the World Cup just Tuesday to beat Iran.
Yeah, 1-0.
Move on to the next round. It was a big step for the U.S. soccer team for the men because they have not done well. And of course, they were jubilant out on the field. The celebration was out of control. They had just been through a terrible loss the last time they were there. When they noticed that the team from Iran that they beat that was still on the field, they were inconsolable. They were laying on the ground. They were in tears. Now, 4 years ago, the U.S. men's team was in that exact same position.
Yeah.
They were crying. They were so emotional. I can imagine on that world stage, like how much, is riding on you for you and your country.
Right.
They stopped their celebration, the U.S. men's team, and hugged and consoled the team from Iran that was just emotionally broken.
Because they've been there. They know what it's like.
Yeah.
Our women's soccer team does very well, but the men have not been quite as successful.
They're on the way up,
Yeah.
but they did not forget, that these are human beings, and they empathized with them. And in true sportsmanship and just being humans, they
The pictures are really beautiful.
stopped
Yeah.
what they were doing.
And knowing all the turmoil that's going on in Iran right now, it's like
Yeah.
it's a whole tough situation.
Yeah, there's so much going on, even
Yeah.
beyond soccer. So, our men's national soccer team is making us happy this morning because of what they did at the World Cup, regardless of where they go from here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on the River.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Zach.
So there's a new TikTok trend that people are using apparently Head and Shoulder shampoo to wash their face.
It's supposed to be a good face wash?
This girl is saying that she grew up with acne all throughout middle and high school, and that she started using Head and Shoulder shampoo, the dandruff shampoo, for her face, and it cleared up her acne on her face. And dermatologists are actually saying it's not the worst thing that you can do for your skin. They're saying it won't cure all skin conditions, but if you do have like fungal acne, then it could actually work because there's so much zinc in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. So,
zinc is supposed to be really good for breakouts.
And a lot cheaper than like the stuff you would buy for acne.
Way cheaper.
Yeah.
Prescriptions.
Yeah, so I'm not saying try it, but if you do try it, doctors won't be mad at you. Okay?
That's right.
Ricky, what you got?
So if you have not gotten your Christmas tree yet, you better get one soon, and you better be ready to pay a lot of money because Christmas trees are up. There was a lot of issues around the country. A lot of places lost 10 to 25% of their crops during the growing season because of droughts. So and supply
Fires
chain
in
issues
California,
and all sorts of stuff. So they're selling some of the 4-footers for as much as like $100 right now.
What? For a little baby one?
Yeah, for a little tiny guy. So be ready to pay a lot of money, or maybe this year is the year you switch to a fake one.
Right.
I don't know. Jim?
We got a guy who says he worked for the CIA. And he has already been admonished in 98 when he sat down with a reporter, and the CIA warned him to stop telling what he was saying. But now, years later, on his deathbed, has given some confessions. He said he was at Area 51, and he was there post-Roswell, with the crash of the supposed alien craft. Here's just a couple of highlights of the things he has said in his confessions before he leaves this earth. He said he saw several different saucer crafts. The first one was definitely like the Roswell type, and apparently they said that the alien in it had died, but there were a couple that were alive. He said he viewed the autopsy film, and the colonel said that they were interviewing one of the gray aliens somewhere else on that base. And he also said in the description of the aliens, obviously gray, their brains were a lot bigger, small, very, very small nose.
Giant black eyes.
And he didn't mention the eyes, but he did say the ears were just holes, and the mouth was extremely small, which would match up with our classic alien description, which is either, something that's like like a fairy tale, or it's based on something that actually happened. So there you go.
Weird.
His
Truth
deathbed
is out
convention.
there. This could be a little bit TMI. It's a little gross, but also I think very relatable. Did anyone's family at one time or now have a special bowl to puke in when you get sick?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Did you have a vomit bowl?
Yeah.
No, we'd never had one. It was a thing at the Ricky Sanchez house.
Yeah, it wasn't a bowl, though. It was like one of those plastic tiny trash cans.
Oh, okay.
But it was like a known thing that was the trash can that you used.
Oh,
But we
okay.
would use the trash can for trash, but then like dump it if we need it and clean it out if we needed it for like
If a kid was
vomit.
sick. Yeah.
I remember being homesick from school, and you're having your, Gatorade and saltines, watching The Price is Right, and Mom saying, "Do you need the bowl?"
You had a vomit bowl?
Yeah, because you can't make it to the bathroom every time.
I mean, my mom would bring like a trash can, but not a specific
We just
one.
grabbed whatever one was closest and set it near the bed.
Yeah, no, we had a specific one.
I think we just had we used a bowl because I think we had wicker garbage cans, and it would
that would not work very well.
work.
That would be a bad idea.
I just feel like a bowl is not deep enough.
Like
It's
a big old
back
bowl?
in your face.
Well, it's like a big bowl.
A big old bowl.
Like a big old bowl you'd mix.
Like a mixing bowl.
Yeah, mixing bowl, or put popcorn
That's
in.
making me nauseous to think about.
Okay.
I mean, you clean it.
All right. I have one big question about the bowl that I'm going to hold on to for a second here.
Okay.
Let's take a break, and when we come back,
I thought this was going to be so much worse.
Same.
yeah, I told you
See?
it wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad?
It's not that bad. Well, because I also
On a scale
feel
of
it.
0 to 10 for Woody, this isn't that bad.
This is like -2.
Yeah, I know.
Big old. I remember it being a hard plastic orange bowl.
Okay.
Like you would put popcorn in.
Orange, can't miss it.
Yeah, can't miss it.
Yeah.
Safety colors.
Did your family ever use it for anything other than the vomit
That
bowl?
was my big question.
Okay,
Okay.
well, that's the thing. Yes.
Ew! I know that you wash it afterwards, so it's not that big of a deal, but still.
I remember walking in the living room and seeing my sister eating popcorn out of the bowl and watching something on TV, and I went, That's the vomit bowl.
Oh.
That's actually not that weird to me.
Well,
He says, well, I washed it.
I know it's
but still.
I know it's washed, but like any reminders of vomit almost induce vomiting. You know what I mean? Like if you certain smells.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes if you threw up on yourself, that clothes, no matter how many times you washed it, would still smell like vomit.
Just
to
the talk about vomit right now is like, when your cheeks get numb, like you're about to throw up? That's my cheeks are numb right now.
Okay.
Just talking about it.
You can't erase it from your brain.
No.
We got a listener chimed in about the idea.
And she said that she had a vomit bowl, but her mom is legit AF. So she said, my mom would put a Kroger bag in it and layer it with paper towels at the bottom. Then she could just tie it together and toss out the bag with the paper towels. Also, the paper towels, super smart because it's going to soak it up and it's not going to splash back like what Zach was saying.
Yeah.
But then she said now she does it with her kids and she's learned to put a glow stick at the bottom so they can find it at night.
Oh, so if
that's
genius.
that is.
Right. Yeah. If it's like a possibility somebody's going to, get sick in the middle of the night, there's no wondering where it is and missing.
Arissa has learned a lesson and she was like, never again. We're putting glow sticks now.
Yeah.
Or if you need to throw up at a rave party.
One or the other. You're ready for it.
Oh, hi. Woody and Jim in the morning, 107.5 The River. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of us are still kind of trying to catch up on sleep after the big storms we had the other night.
Yeah. Regardless of the storms, we didn't sleep at all at my house 2 nights ago because my dog Wally, the adopted Cocker Spaniel from Nashville Humane, who I love more than anything.
He's the best.
He's just the greatest dog ever. He was sick on Tuesday night. He was having seizures. And we kind of noticed something a few months ago, but he was all of a sudden he couldn't operate his legs or walk, and he was shaking every once in a while. It looked like something neurological. We were very scared.
Yeah.
So we decided, okay, we'll bring him to the vet, but we'll just try to get through the night. And so, neither of us slept. He was between us all night, and he couldn't sleep either. He couldn't lay his head down. He didn't know how to eat.
Poor guy.
It was really scary. He's doing a lot better. Lot better.
That's good.
But the weird thing is, we get up really early for work in the morning.
Yeah, we do.
And so it was a rough night to stay up all night and then, get up usually at times we do. At one point, my wife got up and left the bed, and she went to the couch in our living room and decided to sleep there, which I'm thinking is kind of weird because we were both we had hands on him. We were just
you were
so
trying
worried.
to comfort him. Yeah.
But I had noticed that as soon as she left, he was able to put his head down and go to sleep for the first time. And I'm like, oh, this is good, right? Until I checked in with my wife later in the morning, and she said, oh, he's doing great. He was pulling like a sled dog on his walk, and he's eating, and he's fine. But I said, well, why did you get up and leave bed while we were trying to care for him? She said, well, because he threw up in the bed, and I was so tired, and instead of cleaning it, I just kind of tossed my blanket over it and decided to go sleep somewhere else. I'm like, and you decided to let me sleep in the vomit bed?
Yep, left you behind.
Assuming you weren't going to roll over into it.
Apparently. Now, I was glad that after he threw up, that he obviously felt a lot better.
Right.
But I'm like, you left me in the vomit bed.
She sure did.
But you didn't roll into it.
I didn't.
So,
but you could
but
have.
I could have.
But you didn't, though.
But you could have.
And I'll give her credit. She did all the hard work of cleaning it up later after I went to work. But should somebody leave their spouse in the vomit bed?
She left you for dead, honey.
I would have done the same thing.
Yep, same.
Apparently so.
Yeah, I absolutely would have done that.
Just shut up and sleep in your in the vomit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't roll into it, so it's kind of it worked out for the best.
It's just kind of I love you, but I'm also abandoning you.
Yeah, sometimes you have to abandon the other person.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
Gotta fend for yourself sometimes.
Yeah. But anyway, Wally's going to the doctor this morning.
Good.
He was totally better yesterday. But it's not the first time in the past few months it's happened. So, say a prayer, cross your fingers, whatever.
Send some positive vibes.
So hopefully it's something that he can, get treated for. And he'll be fine because he's the best dog in the world.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Thanks for listening to and recommending the Woody and Jim Show podcast. Listen to Woody and Jim in real time every weekday morning on 107.5 The River, Nashville, or live on the iHeartRadio app.